Hi everyone, my name's Niall from 42Wrestling. We recently recorded an interview in the summertime with Justin Sysum, World of Sport Heavyweight Champion, and this is just a sort of quick introduction to explain the ending of this video. The interview ran on so long that we decided to cut it into 3 parts. Mostly because 40 minutes is a bit of a stretch for anyone to watch. So if the ending of this video seems a bit jarring or rushed, it's because there's 2 more parts coming out, one next Friday and one the following. If you would like to see all of them, please subscribe to 42 Wrestling to see Justin talk about his NXT UK thoughts and his British independent scene thoughts, his UK tryouts, his WWE tryouts, and more. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Niall from 42Wrestling.com. Unfortunately, Graham can't join us today. He's still sitting in bed after taking a couple of choke slams. But I found a suitable video partner. I'm joined today by World of Sport Champion Justin Sysum.
What's going on, team?
So, Justin, welcome to Southampton. I know you're down for a show in Gosport. I thank you for taking the time to spend and talk to us.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Do you want to start out by telling people at home who might not necessarily know who you are all about yourself? When you started wrestling, where you wrestle for at the moment?
Sure. Do you want me to look at those guys or look at you?
Anyway.
Okay. I'll talk to you. Okay. I have just passed my 7th year, or I'm in my 7th year now of wrestling. It started out in Gloucester, where I'm from. After I'd tried and failed to make it as a hammer thrower and American footballer and a few other sort of other professional sports I'd had a go at, and so I wanted to do something a little bit different, and there was a training school, Evolution Wrestling, in Gloucester.
Okay.
So it was very easy for me to get my start in wrestling because it was right there, and they also ran shows, so it was great. I came in looking like a pro wrestler. I didn't have the skills to be a pro wrestler, but at that early stage, I think the look was more important to put me in front of an audience. Had the basic skills, and then since then I've been just obviously improving the skills and trying to retain the physique of a pro wrestler. And
it's working.
Yeah. And so a couple of WWE tryouts in the early stages, 2014. I was Adam Rose's bunny for the tours over here.
Oh, for God's sake, Justin.
I've done a lot of things. You're the tangents we're going to go on.
I have a question here, because we talked to someone before this.
Yeah.
So you probably know who I'm talking about.
I've already...
Yeah, he told us the bunny thing. I was going to bring that up and try and surprise you.
No, so I'm proud of it.
Okay, yeah. No,
yeah, both the tryouts in 2014, I was the bunny for the entourage of Adam Rose, but also I got to be involved in some matches in a small capacity.
That was around the time that he was sort of feuding with the bunny, like starting to feud.
I was the early start. I caused a bit of a problem in the match. Got in to be like, oh no, I'm sorry, you lost the match, and get booted in the guts.
Yeah, I remember watching that.
Yeah, that was me. So that was fun.
Out of curiosity, so I know. Do you know who the other bunnies are? Like, because the other guy couldn't tell us, but obviously you might have more of an insight.
There's several people,
okay.
And usually it was.
Because a lot of people say Sami Zayn for some reason.
I don't know if it was Sami. I've heard rumours of a few people, but I know that wherever they'd be, kind of trying people out.
Yeah, okay.
Then the bunny suit was available as part of the thing. So, but properly involved in matches, all I did was climb the top rope and get that. Properly involved in matches, I'm assuming it was one of the WWE guys. I have no idea who.
Okay.
Yeah. We actually did a little backstage segment with Ziggler and Zack Ryder, where I passed in the bunny costume. Okay. And then the camera turns around to Ziggler going, the bunny turns back, and Zack Ryder's like sweating, like putting his shirt back on, and so it was alluding to the fact it could be him, but I don't think it was. It was just a bit of fun.
Well, I want to talk more about that later.
Sure.
Because because I want to talk about World of Sport right now. Because obviously in the UK, at least, that's very much what you're known for at the moment.
Yeah.
Obviously a massive institution in British wrestling. Like possibly one of the earliest TV shows in British wrestling history.
I would think so, yeah.
And obviously still massively known to the older generations. When you heard they were bringing it back, were you excited for what it might mean? And what did you feel when they reached out to you about joining the roster?
Yeah, I was a little gutted actually because I was contacted about the pilot. Okay. So if you remember that, I think the pilot was 2016, aired New Year's.
Yes.
I was on tour with Marvel Universe Live at the time. So I was doing it.
Who were you playing in Marvel Universe?
Hawkeye.
Oh.
So I used to have long hair. If you see old pictures of me wrestling, It was singlet, long hair.
Okay.
And then I got the gig with Marvel for the European tour, and they were like, you can wear a wig for every show if you want. Some shows, it was like 3 shows a day, 2 days in a row, and I was like, I'll just have the haircut, So it was about time. So the haircut happened. I became Hawkeye. I got an email through from ITV asking if I'd be interested in coming in to speak to them about doing it, and I was like, unfortunately, I can't. I'm contracted to do this, and I'm not allowed to gig outside of the contract because of risk of injury and things like that. So I had to turn that down. And I saw a load of my friends doing it. I got some of the cast and crew from my show together on New Year's Eve. We were in Glasgow doing the SSE Hydro. We sat and watched the 2-hour special. So it was really cool. And one of the guys, Chris Fox, Foxy was one of the tour managers. He was heavily involved in wrestling back in the day in the States. So he showed me texts from Dusty Rhodes and things like that. So it was a big deal. So he watched it with me, and it was good fun. And so I was gutted I missed that. But then roll on 18 months later, and again, another email through, would you be interested? Do you want to come up and meet us? I sat in a meeting, myself, Adam Maxted and Alex Shane, with the execs of ITV, and it was just, it felt good. It was, they were looking at myself obviously as one of the big blue eyes, and Adam as one of the sort of villains, blue eyes. You can't help but love Adam Maxted when you get to know him as a person. So initially you think, what a villain, and then you get to know him and you're like, oh, you're the biggest blue eye in the business. So yeah, it was exciting, and a huge privilege to be put in the position I was put in. It means a lot to get given that opportunity. You can't take it lightly. So.
No, but I was going to say, when are there other wrestlers backstage? Are they treating it? Because obviously, I know you, for example, you're very pushing hard on getting World Sport back on TV and making it a full-time thing.
Oh, I'd love that.
Yeah. Are other wrestlers sort of the same, especially ones that come in like Will Ospreay, for example? Are they sort of the same, that they wanted to become a mainstay, or were they just sort of? It was good. It was a good experience.
Yeah.
But
they're on other things as well, aren't they? Yeah. So, I mean, it's hard to talk for other people, especially. I'm WS straight down the line. That's where I'd love to be. It's my niche audience, I suppose, for my look and how I work. Some of these other guys, Will's got any number of opportunities, and a few of them have. So it's hard to speak for them. I think they really enjoyed it. What the real kind of insight came during the tour. So we did a few dates around the country, and every time we came backstage, like myself, Shah Samuels, Grado, Rampage, we'd just come back buzzing because of the reaction we got from the audience. So you came along to the
the Southampton show. Was really good, really good show.
Yeah, and then you sort of put that show as well into like the Blackpool Tower ballroom, and do a show there of the same caliber we put in Southampton with that atmosphere and extra, say, 500 people.
Yeah.
It was mind blowing, and every time we came backstage, we were like, this as a job, if we could make this a full-time job, we wouldn't look back.
Yeah.
It would be amazing. So all of us guys that did the tour, we were buzzing for it. It would be nice to. The television show should be the advert for the live tour, because as you know, coming to wrestling shows,
it's better live.
It's so much better live.
Oh yeah, way better live.
The only good thing about watching, say, WWE on TV sometimes is the commentary.
Yeah.
Because you get the insight, you get the stories. Yeah, maybe not. But when you're live, you get the atmosphere, and we'll interact with you. Shah's going to come and try and mug you off.
Yeah.
Before I turn him around and wallop him.
I love his mug of the week videos.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, we would love to tour the country non-stop, and quarterly do tapings.
Yeah.
Because we could definitely tick off weekly tapings by filming in quarterly blocks, and then playing out that storyline as it goes on television.
Yeah.
In the live shows,
yeah.
We just tailor it to it, So, that a lot of us would love to make it a thing. We've started to lose a few people to other promotions because the time it's taking.
Yeah.
And it's understandable. You just can't. You can't hold those people back.
No, it's television at the end of the day, and especially for the ITV, it is about money at the end of the day. Yeah. But I hope it does come back, because I especially enjoyed the live show, the ladder match that what do you call him? The guy from Northern Ireland.
Adam Maxted.
Adam Maxted, yes, exactly.
And Nathan Cruz.
Yeah, that was a really, really brutal ladder match for all.
What you didn't see on television is their ladder match was equally as good, but of course it's a 5 latest. I think we went to 2:30 slot on ITV on Saturday afternoon. So it had the superstars treatment.
Yeah.
You know, where it got taken down, so you don't see any of those big. But those guys put it out on the line, and they did it on the tour too. Most nights they were doing that ladder match. I think they actually may have broken one of the ladders in Southampton, which is why it wasn't a ladder match the night after.
Wait, you guys bring the ladders from? I thought you just sort of had some in the building or whatever.
No, I think the management just tours the ladders, thinking who can we put it? Who's been misbehaving backstage this week? Let's throw him in a ladder match. But yeah, I think they had to get some replacements.
Oh, okay.
They nailed them.
There was some pretty brutal spots. Like, obviously, I was fairly drunk, and it was a fair long time ago. But it was a good match from what I remember of it. Like, the thing I like most about the World of Sports show is, obviously you've only done like one live tour, and hopefully it's set an example for the later live tours. Is that if you go and see a WWE house show, nothing's going to change. But the women's title changed hands in Southampton, and then later on in the show it changed hands again. So it's more of it is more of a you should come buy a ticket because you don't know what's going to happen. You know?
And I like that.
I love it.
You know, it doesn't always have to be on television. And you're right, people will come to those live shows if they think that they might miss something on.
Yeah, if you could lose your title, for example.
I think the ideal thing would be to have. And we did have camera crews with us.
Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah.
So those are the guys from Epic Studios where we filmed the series.
Yeah.
ITV filmed the series. They just hosted Epic Studios.
Yeah.
But the Epic guys, if you've seen some of the highlight videos that came out of the tour, they're spectacular. They're really good, great slow-mos and things like that. It's good to have the crew with us because if something does happen, that's a short YouTube video.
Yeah.
To go to the audience that couldn't make it, because not everyone's going to be able to make it to every show. So it's nice to film bits and say, hey, this is what happened. You can stay up to date. And then when we come to your area, you better turn up to the show.
Yeah.
So it's a good advert, I think.
Yeah.